Troy, a city that has inspired poets, movies, and that one guy in history class who won't stop talking about Achilles. But how much of the story is real? How much is myth? And who decided a giant wooden horse was a good idea? Let's rewind to 3000 BCE, when Troy started as a humble settlement near modern-day Turkey. The location? Absolute perfection. Troy was built smack dab on the Dardanelles Strait, controlling trade between the Aegean and Black Seas. Think of it as the toll booth of the ancient world. If you wanted to trade, you paid Troy, or tried to conquer it. Spoiler, a lot of people tried. And because no one likes paying tolls, Troy quickly became that city, the one everyone envied and hated, like the rich kid with a pool. Control trade, get rich, build walls, annoy everyone else. It's the ancient cycle of success. By 1900 BCE, Troy upgraded from a village to a fortified city, known to archaeologists as Troy II. And by 1700 BCE, we reach Troy VI, a bustling metropolis with massive stone walls. Walls so big that invading armies probably took one look and thought, you know what, let's come back later. Fun fact, Troy VI's walls were 15 feet thick. So thick you'd think they were compensating for something. Spoiler, they were. Now enter the Mycenaeans, the ancient Greeks who decided Troy's wealth and strategic location were just too tempting to ignore. By 1250 BCE, these guys were looking for an excuse to pick a fight. And along came Paris, a Trojan prince, to serve one up on a golden platter. According to legend, Paris kidnapped, or seduced, depending on who you ask, Helen of Sparta, the wife of King Menelaus. Cue the world's messiest custody battle, which escalated into the Trojan War. Because clearly, the best way to resolve a love triangle is to drag in 10 years of warfare, thousands of deaths, and a wooden horse. Solid conflict resolution, guys. The Trojan War, where every hero had a personal vendetta, and the gods were meddling like over-involved sports parents. Let's recap the highlights. We had Achilles, a Greek demigod and the ultimate drama queen. He sulked for half the war because Agamemnon stole his prize woman. Then there was Hector, the Trojan prince and family man who ended up in a tragic one-on-one with Achilles. Spoiler, Achilles won. And then we had Odysseus, the guy who came up with the Trojan Horse idea and just wanted to go home. Unfortunately, it would take him another 10 years to get there. Meanwhile, the gods treated the war like their personal soap opera. Athena, Apollo, Zeus, they were all stirring the pot. Forget divine intervention. This was divine instigation. And let's not forget the rest. The endless battles, the backstabbing, and the epic speeches no one asked for. By year 8, even Homer probably thought, can we wrap this up already? After 10 years of fighting, the Greeks were tired, broke, and out of ideas. That's when Odysseus said, why don't we trick them? Enter the Trojan horse, a giant wooden horse filled with Greek soldiers, left as a gift for Troy. And the Trojans? Instead of burning it or, I don't know, checking inside, they dragged it into their city, like kids opening a surprise box from Amazon. Troy's strategy was pretty much summed up in, when in doubt, trust strangers bearing gifts, especially those against whom you just fought a 10-year war with. Yeah, I don't think anything could go wrong with that, could it? Well, that night, the Greek soldiers crept out of the horse, opened Troy's gates, and let the rest of the army in. By morning, on April 24th, 1184 BCE, give or take, Troy was in flames. The city was sacked, its people enslaved or killed, and its legendary walls were reduced to rubble. And thus, Troy learned a valuable lesson. Curiosity didn't just kill the cat, it burned the whole city. For centuries, historians thought Troy was a myth, until Heinrich Schliemann got involved. In 1871, Schliemann excavated Hisarlik, a site in Turkey, and found the ruins of not one Troy, but 9 layers of cities stacked like a historical lasagna. Troy. 9 cities, 1 location. Archaeology is wild. Most scholars agree that Homer's Troy is likely Troy 7, destroyed around 1200 BCE, right on time for the legendary war. As for the wooden horse, archaeologists found no evidence, but hey, it makes a great story, so we're rolling with it. Schliemann also claimed to find Priam's treasure, which he may or may not have smuggled out like a 19th century Indiana Jones. Respect the hustle, I guess. Today, Troy is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, attracting history buffs, tourists, and anyone who's watched Brad Pitt in the 2004 Troy movie. The story blends myth, history, and poetic license so well that we're still talking about it 3,000 years later. Whether you believe the Trojan Horse was real or just an ancient PR stunt, one thing's for sure: Troy knew how to make an exit. Drama, betrayal, and sneaky wooden horses. It's the stuff legends are made of. Troy is one of many examples in history of how you can create something great from humble beginnings, but also of how an excessive pride can be your downfall. So, if you have big dreams, always remember, it doesn't matter if you're starting small. You just need a vision, a plan, and enough persistence and self-belief to make them happen. Just stay humble, and don't let pride get in your way to success. Also, maybe don't kidnap someone's wife. Just a thought. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this trip to the past, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and comment below. Do you think the Trojan Horse was real or just ancient propaganda? Until next time.